the same time. If you cannot handle that, I will take away your ability to talk for the class period. And by that, I will tell you, you're done. They're right here. So I will pick on Eric because I know he can take it. But if Eric cannot handle himself while we're solving this math problem, and he just keeps talking to Zach, I will tell him, Eric, you're done talking for today until 2:50 approximately. And that will be torture for him because the Desmos activity after this, I would like you to be able to talk with each other when it's appropriate. Right? Kayla and Kaylin, why is your Chromebook not open but yet you're talking with each other? Yeah, what's frustrating is you don't know and I don't know either. Keegan?
Why are we going over a question that we already did?
So, depending on which math class you were in, the afternoon math class, we already talked about 427, like a little bit. The morning math class, we did not. So, we want to talk about 427 real quick, and then move on. So, can I borrow somebody's actually? Just remember what it was. So, when we talk about if something is proportional or not, and really I should probably just pull it up here. So let me get that. If you're not logged into Desmos, you should be. And actually, I need to go and pause that. Max, you broke it for some reason. So stop working, because I did not tell you to start. 421 should not have been turned in. You don't really need a header today. It's just going to be for Desmos work. All right, so look at this real quick because this is classwork, but if you weren't in the afternoon one, we didn't get to it. So when we think about if something is proportional or not, remember yesterday, you should have this definition written down, and just like I have on Keegan's paper, I will be looking for that when I go to grade it. You better have something written there, or that's going to be a check minus homework that you have to go back and revisit. Yesterday, like 421, what we talked about yesterday. Up at the top where it said proportional. Yesterday we told you to fill it in. So, when we talk about proportional or not, we're saying can one value be the result of multiplying with the other? So when we talk about Carlos wanting video games, we ask, will the final price be a multiple of the other value? Well, if each game costs $36, yes, because the cost there would be 36 times the number of games. So if we want to write it out, it'd be 36G would be the cost. Now, B was a little weird because a concert ticket costs 56, and then 5 costs 250. If 5 costs 250, what does each one cost? 50, right? Not 56. So B here was actually a no situation because, yeah, there was some package discount or something. When they hit 5 tickets, they got a discount. Hugh is 4 years older than his sister. Is that a multiple? No. Hugh is not 4 times his sister's age, which wouldn't make sense because that wouldn't stay true. Maybe if Hugh is 4 and his sister is 1, then at that point he's 4 times, but that won't stay true. Jana runs at a steady pace of 7 minutes per mile. We're going to potentially look at a problem like involving this today. Or no, not 7 minutes per mile, 7 miles that somebody ran. If it is minutes per mile for 2 miles, I could double that. For 3 miles, I could triple that. Yes. The amount of time we spent running will be 7 times the amount of miles. And guys, you're going to have questions just like this on our mastery of just, is this relationship proportional? And you're just going to be asked to say yes or no and defend why. So yes, your defense would be like, The time it takes her is 7 times the number of miles, because if it's 7 minutes for 1 mile, 14 for 2, right? 7 times whatever. Carl is gonna somehow put 50 songs on his music player every week. Whoa. 50, another 50, another 50. Yeah, so this is gonna be proportional. The amount of songs he'll have is 50 times the amount of weeks. Right? And then ignore this. Ignore this right here. Because it was just copied out of something else. Takes 5 hours to master level 1. Takes 3 hours to master level 2. Is that going to be proportional? No, the time's going down, right? She's getting better and better as she plays that game. So the last thing we're going to do before we dive into Desmos right now is look at your green sheet for 422. You know, this might actually be easier to have different colors for each day. Because I can say, it's green, it's purple, it's white. I don't know, that it might be easy. If you're like me, you might want to draw some horizontal lines across your table. Turn to your neighbor and discuss how can we use a single pair of information here to be able to fill in the rest of this entire table. And it's going to involve this word off to the left. Take 60 seconds, turn to your neighbor, talk. If you can't figure it out, that's okay. But try to talk about the math. Anybody else sneak in late and eat this? We're doing a different Desmos today. Right now, we're looking at this. You were late, so you didn't have today's code. All right, who wants to volunteer to talk about this? Savannah?
You divide number of pennies by height of tower.
What do you mean?
Well, you take your number of pennies. I'm going to use it for 128.
So you said number of pennies. So you're telling me do pennies over height.
Yeah.
So everyone write that on your paper. Pennies over height. Like make a fraction, like literally the words pennies divided by height. And if you haven't written unit rate, go ahead and write that there as well. The unit rate is the rate for one of something. And to get there, Savannah said, I can do 28 divided by 4 because really we're building a proportion that has a denominator of 1 because we want 1 centimeter, right? We want to know how many pennies does it take for each centimeter. You guys remember our penny stack activity?
Yeah.
So what we discovered back then was it took us 7 pennies for each centimeter. Now where we're going to take that and be able to apply it further is what that means is our height will be 7 times, or sorry, this, my bad, cross that out. I was writing it backwards. Our pennies are 7 times the amount of centimeters. Because what we see here is 7 pennies with 1 centimeter, 28 pennies with 4 centimeters. This is always times 7, this relationship. So to fill in this box here, we need to multiply by 7. So that's why I said you might want a calculator. Or 7 times 10 is 70. 7 times 5 is 35. Those put together is 105. Now wait a minute. If I need to fill in this box, how do I go this way? Ooh, divide by 7. So this would be 9, right? What would a list turn into? Hey, hold up. Hold on. One more. We're going to add one at the bottom. What if it's X centimeters? What's the height going to be? Maximum? X times centimeters. X is our centimeters. 7. Yeah, X times 7, I think is what you meant. So 7 times our X.
I messed up my words.
So what we saw is the number of pennies we will end up with is 7 times the amount of centimeters we have. Right? That is what we were able to discover. Now, because I love Desmos, and I think the discovery learning that comes from that is very valuable, I don't know where that activity is. It's not that. Here we go. All right, now hold up. I'm going to unpause you. Wow, that worked really effectively. I appreciate that. I'm going to unpause you in a second, and if you aren't in our Desmos activity yet, there's your code. Please do not be working in one of the old ones. You can go back to those on your own. Here's the deal, and what you need to know before you go into this. So point your eyes my direction. If you don't like my ugly mug, look somewhere behind me. Ugly mug means my face. It's just an expression. So, there are produce stands, like at a farmer's market, where everything is just the price it is. There's no special discounts for buying like a dozen or buying 2 dozen or whatever. And it's just like the price of 1 apple. If you buy 12, you just multiply by 12, right? There are other stands where to try to incentivize you to buy more, they'll say, if you get up to a certain quantity, we'll cut your price by this much. And that creates a relationship that, what we talked about yesterday, is not proportional, right? Proportional means I can just multiply. It's easy. Easy peasy, multiply the price of 1 by whatever, I get my answer. A not proportional is going to be like when we buy a pack of something and it changes the price for each one, as opposed to I just stack on and I just keep adding the same amount each time. This activity is going to walk you through some of that discovery. If we get done with this one, there's another one that we can work on, dealing with running and pace and time. And there's actually even another one that we could choose. We could have like work 2 different ways. Like if you chose the running one, great. If you chose the other one, awesome. But we got to work on the produce stand one first. So I'm going to freeze this. so that I can pull up the page and unfreeze when I want to, and then I will unpause you.
Can you not anonymize the frog? If you anonymize, you have cooties.
If you are cooties. That's you.
How does this group of oranges compare to the Yeah, so that makes sense. So then from this triangle, this group, what happens?
Or divided by 2.
How does this amount of oranges compare to this? If you had this, this is what had these. Is that fair?
Oh yeah, because that's how you.
How does it compare? So this only has 3 columns, and this has 3 columns. So this
Yeah. It's because it is. Yeah, it's like. You're saying it. Look, if you look here,
I can't
just say this is.
So if we split these columns in half, what's each column? So 5 of them cost $2.
Somebody said 35.
Is what you're telling me. Split $2 into 5. It's not 50 cents. I know. Yeah, it wasn't.
I don't think that's very true.
It's because I had it here, and then I must have fallen off. I had it in my pocket. Thank you very much. Right?
There's nothing there.
An awesome car that I had way too much fun driving. That's a Corvette Stingray. Ooh. Yeah, I caught you on that one. So, Lily was one of the first people mad at me that I had paced the screens. Lily, how did your group determine what you thought these oranges would cost, these unknown costs? How did you guys decide $6? Oh, I'm thinking you probably decided $6 because most people did. How did we decide that?
Well, because if 10 oranges is 40 or 4, then that would mean that 5 oranges is 2. So then
Yeah, so your thinking that you did was you said if 10 oranges is $4, then we can split this and do 2 and 2. Right? And then, well, crap, so we could split this again and do like, okay, $1 here, but that doesn't really work very well. So if we look, now some people were saying, like, what's the price of 1 orange? Do we need the price of 1 orange right now?
No.
Can anyone tell me a different way you saw from here to there?
Just do 30 divided by 2. Well, 12 divided by 2 is 100.
This group is half of what this big group is. So if it's proportional, we would guess that this would be $6, right? I know my dollar symbol didn't quite close. S6. I used to have an S6. It was good fun. So then the apples. Some of us are still on this question. Who wants to talk? Now, there's not right answers, wrong answers, right? We're investigating. Eric, you've been gone for a while. What do you want to say about this?
Honestly, of course, the default answer would be like, oh, it must be 4 because of the same logic of the original question. But here's
Did
what
we
I
all
think.
turn into grandmas in your reality?
No, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that, all right, sure, maybe it is, the correct answer is $4, but I present you with this. Does it seem realistic that 15 apples would cost less than 10 apples? That doesn't seem very realistic.
Whoa, hold on. So that's mind blowing right there. So Eric just said, does it make any sense when we come from here to here saying, okay, these, maybe this is a bushel. You ever heard of a bushel of?
Yeah.
So maybe they say a bushel is $8, but the pricing over here, they didn't get to a bushel yet. So Eric said, if we just apply the same rule and we make this $4, that can't make sense. A business wouldn't do that. Like, hey, you bought 10 apples, but if you buy 5 more, we'll give you $1 back. What? So this is a deal, right? And when you get, and actually it is technically a bulk deal, when you get a bulk deal, it breaks the proportionality. So if we forget about this, forget about the middle existing, and we just use here to here, what would we think this set of apples would cost? Somebody different now. On? No? Bella?
Yeah, it would be, oh, sorry. It would be $7.50.
How'd you figure that out? Hold on. Hey. What?
Because splitting $5 in half is $2.50.
If we split that group in half, each stack of 5 is $2.50. Any questions so far? Max.
First thing, can it also be like $6.50 because if 30 is $8, wouldn't that basically wouldn't that discount it like 50?
We don't know where the discount happens, right? We don't know if all of a sudden they got a deal because they bought 30 or what. Like, so if you've never been to a market, there is some really interesting, like, if I buy a small bag, I pay per apple. If I buy a basket full, it's a set price. Like, and you're gonna save money if you buy the basket full normally, but that's not proportional. Right? That's not proportional. So I'm going to unpace you and let you keep going at least 2 more. No. Can you stop asking me? Because I told you when we started using Desmos, if you type in goofy names, I anonymize. Stop asking. That's been your name many times before. Yes. I literally just answered that question, Steven. It's either everybody or nobody.
we say like which one the cost of the based on one?
If you're just answering exactly what it says, here, graph your classmates' answers. Where do we agree more? If we look at these graphs, I'm going to unpause you, but I have a lot of confusion right now, and I have conversations that are way out in left field. So, we have a lot more answers at the price of 15 oranges, right, versus the price of 15 apples. The orange bar is higher, showing a higher vote. Remember, with histograms, this is frequency. The height of the bar is frequency, so it's how many people guessed that, right? So we actually have a big variety of guesses, because I don't know if people were really like thinking. We don't have a super high frequency, so this, like what Mr. Cavilo was talking about earlier, like data sometimes comes out different than what we thought. What I anticipated was a lot of us would be agreeing on the same thing. What this shows is we had a lot of different thought processes. We weren't totally agreeing on things. So let's move forward to the new produce stand. I don't know. There we go. And look at this produce stand. So everybody move on to slide 4. Even if you didn't finish slide 3, because the graphs were a little poo-poo. Read what's on the screen. Hey, hold up. I need your response. Hey, before you start typing and I tell you it's not good enough, I need your response to involve some reference to the apples here and the oranges here. Okay? You cannot just type in, it means 1 is multiplied by, like, you can't just type in our general definition. Okay? So when you type in what it means for these to be priced proportionally, what does it mean? What can you see? Why are these not? What do we see? Talking about Desmos? What? Who's complaining my name? What? Oh, somebody. What? Yeah, you're good. Yes. See scenario?
You still understand that?
Hmm?
You still understand what I said?
Yeah. That's not hard. That's a cognitive.
Not fine.
Yeah.
I want a Portuguese stand sorry.
Sure, you didn't even say I'm sorry. You really said like pardon me, like excuse me. It's not really an apology.
No. Don't ever mean
Okay, I wanted to make you mad, so you have 30 more seconds. Finish up the slot, like not total, but for until I pause again. Isn't it Lo Siento? Is I'm sorry? Okay. I learned in a weird way. Because I think it looks cool and I want to do something with it. Because I like the dude's face. I kind of want, like, I'm going to, like, make something printed to go on it. Condato's catered food here. The PTSA bought Condatos for the teachers. And it's a taco place and I love tacos. Who is Andre Kolmogorov? You look at your name on your screen. Who's Andre Molgolov? Whatever. No? Who is Shagfumi? Hey, I'm bad at pronouncing names. I mean no disrespect when I try to pronounce. These are all famous mathematicians. You may not know their name because they're not famous like Johnny Depp, but they're famous mathematicians.
You don't know who Johnny Depp is.
Alright, never mind. Everyone just zip for a second. Hey, if you're looking at your screen, it means you're doing something you shouldn't be because I have the activity paused. So you're obviously off task if you're looking at your screen right now because you can't do anything. This, quit being a Karen, do something, give me some sort of answer. Stop. I do not care who it is. I'm just telling you, you're being a Karen when you don't even try. So why I was asking for this person, is it? Awesome. So do you want to explain what, like, because we had a conversation about this. So you said the apples are not proportional. They go down every time by 5 when oranges are proportional. Now, to go down by 5, that's a little bit dangerous because it's not quite that they go down by 5. Like the price isn't going down. It's going up, but who can talk about what we see as the apples go up? Maxton?
They go up, but when they go up, the first one would be 80, the next 80 cents, the next one would be 75.
Put your eyes on the screen, because I feel like a lot of you didn't see this. So Maxton said the next one's 75. What's the next one cost? Yeah, keep going. 70. What's the next one cost? 65 cents. Then 60 cents. Then 55 cents. So, The oranges keep adding the same thing every time. It's always plus 75. All right, keep going. Keep going. If you're still on 4, move on. Layla, why are you still looking at screen 1? Why are you still looking at screen 1? Oh, you're logged in twice. Yeah, you can't see what I'm looking at, but it's okay. Max, Maxton, Raymond, move on. Move on from slide 4. Move up to slide 5. Move up to slide 5. I know your hands are probably on the keyboard. Who can tell me what we should do here first to be efficient? Maury?
We need to figure out how you got 1.60 and 56. So you can divide 100. You can divide 1.60 divided by 5.
There should be another one somewhere. We're gonna find the price per peach. Because I want to go home and make some peach scones. So, yeah, peach scones are delicious. So, $1.60 divided by 5. Now, hold up. Make this easy. What's $1.50 divided by 5? 30 cents. $1.50 divided by 5. Then 10 cents divided. This comes out to be 32 cents. We can then just use that to multiply. Now I want to show you this in real life. You can start logging off and start packing up, but please do so quietly. If you're unaware, sadly enough, I have a sick puppo at home, like a sick doggo. So if I came to, the amazing Amazon and wanted to order potty pads, right? Because every day when I run home, I'm pretty much swapping out potty pads full of pee with fresh ones. That's just life. 50 cost $14.65. If this was a proportional relationship, what do you think 100 would cost? There.
It would be like about
a little over $29. Hey, look up here. It's only $20. Then, if we went from 50 to 150, we would expect this to triple, right? 14.65 would triple. It doesn't. These are not proportional because bulk discount. So what that tells me is if my dog's going to have a lot of accidents, what size should I order? The biggest one, right? Like the 150 count is the best buy. And I probably need extra large. All right, get out of here. Careful, guys. Yes.